Hey Houston, my name is Derrick Broze. I am a candidate for mayor of Houston. I'm a lifelong Houstonian. For the last 14 years, I've been working as a small business entrepreneur, as an activist, and as a freelance investigative journalist. I've hosted a radio show on 90.1 KPFT, been around the city on the local, state, and federal level doing my job as an activist and a journalist, putting a camera in the faces of the politicians, including the current mayor, current police chief, previous police chief, and people like Ted Cruz and others. And from that background as an activist, going to city council, going to city hall, I found out firsthand that one of the biggest roadblocks to change in our city is the power of the mayoral office. For those who are not aware, not only does Houston have a strong mayor position, which is not unlike other cities, but Houston's is particularly strong, where the local mayor, he or she, is essentially, in some ways, a local dictator. They get to set not only the budget, but they get to decide what issues get placed on the weekly agenda. And for those of you who've gone down to city council to express yourself, and you got off work or you got off school and you got all dressed up and you wrote up a speech and you went and talked for your 2 minutes, when you get there, when you're not an agenda item, you get put all the way at the end. That means you wait 2, 3, 4 hours to be heard. By the time you get there, the mayor's gone, half the council's playing on the phones, and the rest aren't even paying attention. It's a very dissatisfying, disheartening experience that I've gone through time and time again, and I've seen other people go through it. Not only that, when I was going to city council for environmental issues, water quality issues, homelessness, police violence, time and time again, I would work with council members and get to know council members who agreed with the issues that we were bringing to the table, but they would express that their hands were tied, and that basically they had no power to introduce agenda items so that these topics could be discussed. Because again, that power is in the hands of the mayor, whoever he or she is. So you're essentially creating a situation that makes all the council members have to stay in good terms with the mayor if they want to get funding for their district or if they want to make sure their pet project gets through. And for some people, that's the kind of politics they want to play. But for me personally, I don't want to be in a mayoral position that allows that sort of corruption to become entrenched. This is why I am, once again, as I did in 2019, calling for taking away the power of the mayor's office. And in fact, since 2019, when I was first talking about this idea, more and more people recognize that the mayor's office is a problem. This November, not only will you be able to vote for city council, mayor, etc., you'll be able to vote on a resolution, a charter amendment, to take away the power of the mayor and to give that, to make it where if 3 council members introduce a topic, it's automatically placed on the agenda. That will lead to real change. But for me as a candidate, I'm calling for doing that directly. There's no other candidate in this race who's willing to say they will give up that power. Other candidates will pay lip service and say, yes, the mayor does have too much power, but then they'll promise you that's why you need to elect them so that they can come in there and be the benevolent dictator and take care of you. I think we can do better than that. I'm also talking about environmental issues under our plan, Regenerate Houston, where we're discussing issues like food inequality, we're talking about flooding, and I'm doing this from what I consider common sense, actual solutions-based areas. Now, I am a permaculture certified teacher. I am a part of a network and know permaculture experts from around the world. For those who are not aware, permaculture is a design method of the way you grow your food, the way you build your buildings, the way you build your shelters and build your communities, that is based on indigenous farming practices from around the world. There are experts that I could call up today that would be happy to come to Houston to help us redesign our waterways and to bring more native plants and to use permaculture practices so we could reduce flooding and erosion and actually tackle these problems in a serious way. We're also talking about bringing more community gardens and urban farms into some of Houston's worst hit neighborhoods, which are considered food deserts with only dollar stores or gas stations in their neighborhoods. And also, finally, when it comes to crime, I'm trying to take a common sense approach. You might have heard this week the reporting from the Houston Chronicle talking about the HPD contract with ShotSpotter, which is a $3.5 million technology that was voted in by the current city council. And myself and others were saying from the beginning, it doesn't work. Not only that, it's deployed mostly in black and brown communities. It's a potential surveillance, privacy risk, and the Houston Chronicle confirmed what we have known. It doesn't work. In less than 1/5 of the times, it's actually leading to results. That's a $3.5 million contract that could be better used towards real solutions. And so we want to look at contracts like that and get rid of them when they're not working, redirect police resources towards violent crime and human trafficking, decriminalize cannabis fully, not the way it currently is, but fully, and put those resources as well. I have many more ideas. You can find out more at my website, derrickbroze.com, guys. Thank you so much for your time.